All right, what's going on? My name is Sai. I am fresh back home from the cinema. I have just watched Michael. So the movie's still raw in my head, and I just wanted to give a sort of casual sort of review, like a casual raw review of this movie while it's still in my head. I haven't really thought on it too much. I haven't really let it simmered. So this is just like thoughts that I'm just freestyling it basically, and there's no format to this review whatsoever. From the jump though, I will tell you this movie is good. This movie is a good movie, man. I'm a millennial, so sitting in the theater watching this is just felt very nostalgic, and I went with like millennial friends, people the same age. We grew up in the same era as, we all grew up watching Michael. So seeing everything that we've seen growing up put onto the screen was really nice. It was like a nice effect. I will say, Jafar Jackson really nailed it, man. Like, he really nailed it. At the start of the movie, I felt like, nah, it just doesn't. It just that's not Michael. I don't know. It just wasn't giving Michael aura. But as the movie just went along, and you can see the transformations happening, he just really nailed that role. Like, he done that. Applause. He done really well the role. So the performance from the team, excellent. My favorite character obviously is Michael, but then I really liked Coleman Domingo's portrayal of Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson's like a really interesting character. I wonder if he's got like a biography out there. I'd be very intrigued to read it because he is a very interesting character. I know he's set up to be like the antagonist of the movie, but I find him very interesting. He's got like obviously bad elements to his character, but there's some good as well, and I think that's worth sort of going into a deep dive. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I might make a separate video for Joe Jackson because I really found him interesting. I was even telling my friends like, don't get me wrong, this guy is very abusive, but there's some depth behind that character or behind that person. But apart from that, the cast was excellent. I didn't watch any of the trailers for this movie. I was on the fence of watching this movie because it's Michael Jackson. We all kind of know his story. We've already, it's already been saturated into our lives, especially if you're like a millennial. He was always in the news. We can't, it's Michael. All right, so I wasn't really too keen on watching it. But then, friends are going and it is Michael. So I thought, yeah, let me just go and watch it. And I am extremely happy that I did. The performance from the cast, though, again, Nia Long just nailed it as Catherine. Cole Domingo as Joe Jackson, Jafar Jackson. I did not expect Miles Teller to be in it. I thought that was a very pleasant surprise because I am a big fan of his. Didn't expect Mike Myers to be in it as well. That was that was like what? Okay, but the pacing of the movie is good. The visuals are stunning. The sets, like we see some of the nostalgic sets from Thriller, Beat It, Bad, all the greatest hits. We see it. Billie Jean, all of it. I mean, it's a good movie. This is a good movie. I do think I would have liked to see more, especially between the relationship between him and Joe. They touched on it. They sort of marinated it, but I felt like it didn't really cook, if that makes sense. So I would have liked to have seen more between them two as a dynamic. But apart from that, I ain't really got any complaints. I don't think this movie is a masterpiece. I just think it's more of it's a biopic, right? It's just more of a telling, which we already know of Michael's story. And it's just that. It's just literally Michael's greatest hits in life and his greatest moments and his pivotal moments on the screen. I do think they missed a few details out. Yeah, I think that was intentional, but that's fine. I ain't got no complaints. But yeah, I ain't got much to say. It's a really good movie. I did want more though. I really did want more. Maybe from the scripts, maybe from the character dynamics, the relationships and so forth. I would have wanted more from the Jackson, like the brothers. I was quite surprised to not see Janet Jackson in this. And my friend who I was sitting next to in the cinema was like, yeah, there's some kind of dispute, some family dispute, and she didn't want to be a part of this project, which is okay. Same thing with Diana Ross as well. But apart from that, yeah, I can't complain. This is like a really good movie. It's funny because we was all watching it, and then you get to the last scene. Again, I won't spoil it, but you know, a whole cinema, like my row especially, we was vibing, we was dancing, we was singing. You know, it's so tempting to just get up and just start busting the move. Yeah, it did bring good energy into the cinema itself, and I really did appreciate that. It felt really nostalgic, like for someone like me who is a millennial who grew up watching Michael, like idolizing him to a point. Just watching and seeing all these performances on screen in front of a crowd, it's almost like we're in like the whole cinema, the whole theater is a concert, so to speak, because the whole cinema was buzzing, we was just vibing. I really love this movie. Again, this is like a raw, this is not a detailed review, this is raw, off the dome, just things that I can remember, things that I wanted to touch on. I really do think Joe Jackson's like a very interesting character. And don't get me wrong, I'm not co-signing anything that he done, like all the abuse that he was doing. I'm not co-signing any of that. But you got to remember the era that the Jacksons grew up in, which was like the 70s. It was a different time back then, and obviously he was like a very sort of stern parent or father. And I feel like he felt like he had to sort of do that. I think towards the end, you can tell he's being a bit more exploitative. But apart from that, yeah, I really liked him personally. And yeah, shout outs to Coleman Domingo, man. Done a really phenomenal job playing the part. But yeah, it's a good movie, man. It's a good movie. I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece, though, like some people on the internet are saying. I just think it's just a really good story to tell of Michael's life. Although not all of it, but still a good story to tell. It does leave you with good vibes, good feelings. You know, you get that good feeling when finishing it. Like I said, we all finished watching this movie, dancing, singing, you know, busting the move, just having a laugh, just having fun, which is nice. But again, I wouldn't really call it a masterpiece. If I was going to rate this movie, it'd probably be like a 7.5 out of 10. I think there are definitely things I wanted to see more. There's definitely things that they could have included or brushed up on or, you know, zoned in on more, I should say. But good movie, man. Really liked it, man. I'm here for it. But yeah, like I said, nothing too long, just a casual talk, just a casual take from me. Let me know what you guys think about this one, though. Did you watch it? How do you feel about it? You think this is like the ultimate Michael story or Michael film? Yeah, let me know. I'm kind of curious to hear you guys' thoughts. If anyone, bothered to listen to this review, yeah, hit me up. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Help us along the way, guys. Trying to reach 300 subscribers by the end of May. We're getting there slowly but surely. But yeah, give us a little push if you can. We've got more reviews, more reactions coming along. And as always, guys, we'll see you in the next reaction.